Good evening, my fellow Americans. This is the 29th of May, 2025 edition of A Quiet Rage. I had to work myself up for this one. I would much rather be watching the hockey game that's going on right now, Edmonton at Dallas. Which brings me to the first point that I want to make real quick. If you are a fan of the Baltimore Orioles baseball team, the Atlanta Braves baseball team, the Dallas Stars hockey team, the Kansas City Chiefs football team, or any other fan base who during the National Anthem feels the need to yell out in emphasis one word, in the case of the Stars, both times that Stars are mentioned in the National Anthem. In the case of the Baltimore Orioles, yelling out the second O really loud. Which, just as a brief aside, that particular one started the season that the Baltimore Orioles started their season like 0-21. The fans were yelling "Oh" at their team to let them know that they were aware they were terrible. I don't agree with that. None of this is appropriate. And I have two words. Well, I have four words. Fuck you. Stop it. For anyone that does that. It's the National Anthem. It's not the Baltimore Anthem. It's not the Kansas City Anthem. Freedom of speech. You can do what you want. Just know I hate you. And it doesn't have to mean anything to you. Just know that I hate you when you do that. Because then it becomes a game of one-upmanship, and it boils my blood. Anyway, what I really want to talk to you about tonight is the President of these United States, our President, Donald Trump, on Memorial Day, took the occasion, which is meant to be an occasion of somber and reverent reflection on the sacrifice that American service members, men and women, have made over the 249-year history, almost 249-year history of these United States, honoring the sacrifice of those who have given the last full measure, who have laid down their lives in service to our country. He, the president, took that occasion to post on Truth Social this bullshit. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds. And it goes on. If you know me, if you've been paying attention or you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that these posters behind me, these tattoos, they are all indicators that I served in the Navy. This is not just an aesthetic thing that I'm doing just to be cool. Like, I was in the Navy for 20 years. I lived that life. And myself and my shipmates and many others like me served and continue to serve this country. We swear an oath to the Constitution, not to the flag, not to the president, to the Constitution. And so when I see something like this Memorial Day message, I am filled with rage. Because I'm one of those radical left minds. I don't think we should have a 100% open border. I don't think we should... Everything about this message enrages me. He can't go, Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum. 8 words into his Memorial Day message, he is insulting fellow Americans. You don't have to agree with your fellow Americans. That's part of the First Amendment. That's part of the idea, is we don't all have to agree on everything or anything. But we should be able to agree. There's that word again. We should be able to agree that the President of these United States should use a Memorial Day message to honor the sacrifice of fallen soldiers of this country. We can agree on that, right? We can agree on that. And nowhere in this message does he mention fallen soldiers. Nowhere. I get mildly, very, very mildly annoyed when people say Happy Memorial Day, because it's not meant to, it's not a celebration. It's a day of remembrance. It is a day to honor the sacrifice. Myself, I like to spend Memorial Day doing things that I think my fallen comrades would do with a day off. I spent Memorial Day working on my car and watching some baseball and drinking a couple of beers, because those are things that bring me pleasure. And I like to think that a fair number of my fallen comrades, if they were here with us today, given the chance, they would do one or more of those things. We have it. I don't want to get hung up on the Happy Memorial Day thing. Say what you want to say. You can wish somebody a Happy Memorial Day. It's fine. The thing about this message with the Happy Memorial Day part is that the president has an entire staff, an entire communications staff at his disposal who can craft a message that starts that says something like, on this most somber occasion of Memorial Day, on Memorial Day we reflect, something like that, something that has the true spirit of a day of remembrance in its opening. But he didn't bother with that and just went on. And the all caps thing, like, what the fuck? Why is he yelling at us? Has nobody told him that when you type in all caps that means you're yelling? Has nobody told him that? And he's talking about, again, eight words into this message, he is insulting his fellow Americans, calling them scum. We can disagree, but I had this argument years ago during Trump's first presidency about with a Trump supporter who was a shipmate of mine, was a friend at the time and is no longer. I've mentioned him many times. I won't say his name, so it's not fair to him. But the president of the United States is arguably the most visible individual person in the country, certainly, and perhaps in the world, really. More people know who the president of this country is than know who the president or the head of state of any other country, except maybe England. So when the president says something, when the president calls somebody out, regardless of the political affiliation of the president, if the president calls someone or some group of people out, there will be crazy people who take that as a call to action and will attack verbally, sometimes physically, the people being called out. So the president needs to be careful what they say. When you call radical leftists scum, and you say that they are bringing criminals and the mentally insane through an open border, those words have consequences. That post is beneath the dignity of the office of the President of the United States. So I will forever, hereafter, when anybody tries to give me shit, as has happened in the last week since this post, and others, when anyone tries to tell me that I should refer to the president, Donald Trump, with respect, I should show respect to the office, I assure you, I do show respect to the office. I show no respect, I hold no respect for the holder of that office. Donald Trump is a piece of shit. He is a garbage human being, not worthy of my respect, because he posts things like this on Memorial Day when he should be honoring the sacrifice of our fallen service members. But as we know, he thinks fallen service members are suckers and losers, which is why that yard sign is the logo of this channel. That yard sign is still out front and will stay out front until the end of his presidency. I don't have anything else for you tonight. I As I said, I kind of had to work myself up for this. I don't have a what can we do other than encouraging you yet again to find your local Democratic organization. Do a Google search for your city, your county, your state, and Democrats. Become a member, become a voting member, be active, go to the events, gather with like-minded people. Because it's important. Excuse me. Yeah, that's all I got for you this week. This man does not respect veterans. He doesn't care. You can hug a flag at CPAC as many times as you want. That's purely performative. He doesn't give a shit about service members. He doesn't. He has proved that many, many times over. And don't let anybody tell you that he does. Don't let anybody tell you that he loves America. There's only one thing that Donald Trump loves, and it's Donald Trump. Anyway, I want to go watch hockey now. So that's what I'm going to do. If, like me, you understand that a Memorial Day post from the President of these United States should show respect to fallen soldiers and not call people fucking names, then keep your powder dry and keep your quiet rage. Good night, my fellow Americans.